Hello everyone, John here, and welcome to my latest bread recipe. As this will be my last recipe before Christmas, I would like to wish each and every one of you a very happy and peaceful holiday from me and my family. And I'll see you with another great recipe before the new year begins. So have a great time everyone, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful bread recipe. And in this one, I'll show you how to make this amazing crusty loaf, as seen in my slow cooker beef stew video. This bread, also known as a French boule or farmhouse crusty loaf, is a fantastic low hydration bread recipe that anyone can make. You can see the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. And the link to that page and lots more is in the description box under the video. Just find and click on the word more, and that'll give you access to all the relative links for this video, including our website store products. Okay, let's get on with today's recipe. As always, I'll start by testing that my yeast is alive and well. First, add the sugar to the warm water and mix until dissolved. Remember, it's always best to test that your yeast is working before you start any bread recipe. And now add your yeast to the water and give that a good mix too. And if you want to use fresh yeast in this recipe, you'll need 20 grams. Right, set that aside until it activates. If there's no change after 10 minutes, your yeast must be dead and it needs replacing. Like I said in the intro, this is a very low hydration dough, so it can be easily kneaded by hand. But once again, due to my arthritis, I'm going to have to use my stand mixer to do mine. But if you want to learn any kneading techniques, check out my cottage loaf video. I'll leave a link in the description box. Right, let's get back to the yeast and see how that's doing. And there you are. After 10 minutes, the yeast is fully active and ready to go. Right, if you're using a mixer too, add the yeast mixture to your mixer bowl. Next ingredient to go in is the oil. I'm using olive oil, but any cooking oil will do. And now you can add the white bread flour. The final ingredient to go in is the salt. If you are mixing this by hand, add everything to a bowl. Mix it all together. Turn it all out onto your worktop and hand knead the dough for at least 10 minutes until you have a nice smooth dough. Okay, back to my mixer. Attach the dough hook and set the machine running on speeds 1 or 2. Once the dough comes together, set your timer and knead it for 10 minutes. And once again, if you are hand kneading, you have to do that for 10 minutes too. And while my machine's running, I lightly oil a large bowl with approximately a half teaspoon of cooking oil. This is only to stop the dough from sticking when proofing. And that's the time up on the kneading. And if you have hand kneaded yours for 10 minutes, we're all at the same point now. Get the dough out of the bowl and onto a non-floured surface. Now give this a quick fold. Now form it into a ball. Stretch and tighten up the outer skin of the dough by dragging it on the bench like so. Now get your dough ball into the oiled bowl. Give it a swirl to pick up some of the oil. This will stop the dough from sticking to the bowl, but more importantly, it'll prevent the dough from drying out. Cover the bowl. I like to use the shower cap for mine, and these are available in different patterns and colours in the website shop if you're interested. Now get the bowl into a nice warm spot. I like to use the oven with just the light bulb on. Now let that proof for 1 hour. Right, that's the time up on the first proof. And as you can see, it's well risen. Okay, turn the dough out onto a non-floured surface. And thanks to the oiled bowl, it'll slide right out. Now flatten the dough. Now this is known as degassing or knocking the dough back. And that simply means force all of the built up gas out of it. And if you're interested, the gas that's produced by the yeast is carbon dioxide, or CO2. Once again, form the dough into a ball and tighten up the outer skin again. Right, place the dough ball in the centre of a large greased baking or cookie sheet like this one. Now cover the dough with a dry, lightweight cloth. Now get it into a warm spot, back in the oven in my case. Now let that proof for around 45 minutes this time. When there's only 10 minutes left on that rise, you'll need to preheat your oven. So I'm going to have to let mine finish proofing on the bench for that last 10 minutes while the oven heats up. So set your oven to 200 degrees Celsius, that's 390 Fahrenheit or gas mark 6. And you'll also need a small pan of hot water on the bottom shelf of the oven too. The steam that's produced from the water is what makes your bread crispy. I'll just have a quick check on the rise, and it's looking great, and it's still got about 8 minutes to go. Okay, time's up on that last proof and it's risen beautifully, so time to bake it. Before scoring the dough, give it a light dusting of flour using your flour sprinkler. Now get your lamé or baker's blade and score the top of the loaf. There's lots of different patterns you can do, and here's a few design ideas that you can try. I'm doing the first one in the picture. Scoring the bread dough doesn't just make the bread look nice, there is a practical reason for scoring bread. It allows the dough to expand a bit more in the oven. Okay, time to get it into the oven. Once it's in, you can give a couple of sprays of water if you like. This just creates a bit more steam, making the bread a bit more crispier. Now get the door shut and set your timer for 25 minutes. After about 15 minutes, it's always a good idea to turn the bread. It just allows the loaf to bake evenly. And while that's baking, I hope you don't mind if I give my 4 recipe books a quick shout out. The books have lots of our favourite recipes from our work kitchens in them, and also book 4 in this series is totally dedicated to bread recipes. Right, time's up on this amazing loaf of bread. And it's looking fantastic. Even after decades of bread making professionally and domestically, that aroma of bread baking never gets old. And there it is in all its glory. It feels very light and I know it's going to be really crispy. I'll let it cool on the rack for 20 minutes or so, and when I come back I'll let you see how we did on the inside of this wonderful loaf. I can't wait. Okay, time to see what it's like. And as you can hear, the crust is very crispy. The crumb on the inside of the loaf is soft and light. And if you're wondering what the bottom of the loaf looks like, and there you go, nicely done. I'll try that end crust piece with some of my homemade butter. Check out my make your own butter at home video, it's a lot easier than you think. I'll leave a link below. And honestly, that is absolutely delicious. There's nothing better than bread fresh from the oven. A very simple loaf of bread and unbelievably easy to make. Massive thumbs up for this one, guys. And as mentioned earlier in the video, here is the latest list of my Patreon, PayPal and Super Thank You button supporters. And they are Kira and Will Cook, Michael Brown, Christopher Mulhare, Lavinia Rawlinson, Internet Plumber, Jens K 3250, Darrell Elder 1352, Marky Mark S4M and Whitney Kelly 3580. Thanks very much, guys, I really do appreciate all that you do in supporting the channel. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. and by doing that you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.